Hey everyone, Spooky Matt here. Welcome back to the final installment of Resident Evil, Jill's playthrough. And it is Sunday, March 10th, so again, just a day later and we're going to finish this off. Much like the other segments, this is probably going to go a lot quicker than it did when I was playing with Chris, because we're going to be pretty efficient and not showing off all these unique things that happen. Plus, it's also possible that Jill will be dealing with fewer enemies than Chris. Yeah, we already got dudes walking. Oh, there's the first one. Yeah, this guy I think has a lot of health. Shit. Bro. Just go down. He's still going, everyone. Wow, he took 13 shots. Can you believe that? Anyway, hope y'all are having a good day. What are you doing? Get over here. Nice, I'll take that. Is there a dude back here, by the way? Oh yeah, there is. I'm gonna start calling that first zombie Dr. Zombie. Reminds me of the zombie in Resident Evil Code Veronica, where you find a doctor and he has a key item on him. He's turned into a zombie, but he's just way more powerful, way more aggressive than any other zombie. And it kind of just comes from out of nowhere. It's like, what the heck, game? I don't like this. Light him up. We got a nice headshot. I really have not gotten too many headshots with Jill in this particular playthrough. I usually don't anyway, but I feel like I get more than I have. Anyway. Go here. Pick up an ammo disc, so we just need one more of those. It's locked electronically, and this says... Oh, you can't read this in this game. In the original game, it will say, like, projector room or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I hope y'all are having a good Sunday. Mine's been good so far. Nothing much going on except a bunch of rain. It is pouring rain where I am today, and I think it's supposed to rain a little bit tomorrow and then pour rain again on Tuesday. And then after that, I think spring is supposed to finally spring up. No pun intended, but I think it actually is supposed to. I think by next weekend it's going to be in the low to mid 60s for highs, so that's pretty cool. Pretty stoked about that. Alright, we got a few more zombies to kill here. Not to mention a number of items to pick up, so... Sweet. Okay. Time is it? It's basically 4 o'clock my time, so playing it a little bit earlier than usual. Really early, in a sense, because there we go. Really early in a sense because it was daylight savings time. I remember I woke up today and I woke up early, well, what I thought was just a little earlier than normal, which was like about 8:30. But I was still a little tired, so I slept until 9:30, which I felt a little bad about. You know, just letting Brandy out of her kennel a little later than normal. I'd only got one of them. Just as I thought. But yeah, but then I realized, I looked at my calendar that I bought, and it's like, oh, it's daylight savings. So actually, it would be 8:30 that I'm letting Brandy out and not 9:30, so she should be very happy with me. Locked. Symbol resembling a power area carved into the lock. Locked. Symbol resembling a power area. Yeah, we'll go in here first. But that's the other thing I have to remember, because I haven't been, working. Like, I haven't really been expending any energy, so I don't need to be sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night. I usually wake up after about 7 hours of sleep, and I feel very well rested. V-Act Researcher's Note. There is no evidence that when the host loses consciousness, the body goes into a dormant state. During this time, the virus becomes active and rapidly transforms and reconstructs the basic composition of the body. The host eventually mutated into a humanoid creature. We call them V-Acts. Its speed and amazing muscular development are particularly noteworthy. After transformation, it becomes more agile and aggressive. Already 4 of our researchers have died from trying to feed it, turning the place into an instant bloodbath. Ever since this tragic and barbaric accident, we have decided to call its kind Crimson Heads. That dangerous and precious prototype specimen can't be left there. We have to figure out a way to deal with it. Termination is definitely not an option. I don't know why that is. We finally decided to freeze the specimen and confine the body inside the basement of the backyard cemetery. I guess so they could study it, right? So there's a computer. I don't know how to access it just yet, really. Oh, this is going to be really annoying. Another stun walker. I think there's something else here. There it is. Is that it now? Yes, good. One green herb. I almost just want to use that. Also, yeah, we're going to switch to these now. These are way better than the knives, and I have 5 of them. So we may as well use them up. Please face the door, Jill. Pretty excited. I got some CDs in the mail yesterday that I ordered on eBay. And they're all first pressings. One of the CDs is from '89, one's from '93, and one's from the year 2000, so... yeah, you don't find first pressings in, pretty decent shape very often. And they were good prices, too. Nobody else bid on them but me, so I got them for the lowest price. Oh, 2 green herbs. What do you know? Ah, yes, this room. Sure, I'll take the X-ray. I don't know why, but I'll take it. A memo on the message board catches your attention. There's something scrawled on the notepad. To use the electronic door, place the initials in alphabetical order. Well, what the heck does that mean? We'll find out in a second. Researcher's letter. June 8th, 1998. My dearest Ada, by the time you read this letter, I will no longer be the person you once knew. The results of my test came out today, and as I suspected, it came out positive. I feel like I am teetering on the edge of reason just thinking about my impending doom. I would give anything not to have to become one of them. As far as I know, you are not infected. I sincerely hope things do not reach such a desperate pass, but if it has turned out that you are now the last person remaining alive, I want you to get the material from the visual data room. Then, activate the self-destruct system in the power room and escape from here. Please do everything in your power to make this whole accident public. If everything is still running normally, you should be able to release all the locks using the security system. I have set up the terminal in the small security room so that you can log into the system using my name and your name as the password. You will need another password to release the lock of the door in basement level 2 where the visual data room is located. As a safety measure, I have coded that password into an X-ray picture, Röntgenogram. I know you, and I'm sure you will be able to work it out without any trouble. There is just one more thing, and it is my last request. I hope you never have to lay eyes on me in this state, but if you do happen to run into me in my hideous form, I beg you to put me out of my misery. I hope you understand. Thank you, Ada. Yours truly, John. Yes, that is Ada Wong that we will see in Resident Evil 2 and 4 and, God, 6. I don't know. She shows up a lot. Okay. Now, anything else near? No. So put stuff in alphabetical order. What does that mean? Well, let's look at this. An X-ray photograph is posted on the wall. There's a name written at the top, Alex Bichet. So AB. An X-ray photograph. There's a name written at the top, Ed Fisher, EF. So if we examine these, there's Clark David. A name is on it, Clark David. X-ray of Clark. This X-ray has Gail Holland. Name is on it, Gail Holland. Now we have the X-ray of Gail. So let's hang these up now where they should go in alphabetical order. A little bit of a wonky puzzle. Definitely a little bit different than the original game, but still not too bad. And then press the switch. Part of it is glowing red. 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 Those are the key parts. If you look at the message board, the parts that are glowing in order are colon. Oh, hold on. There's something scrawled on the notepad. To use electronic door. Okay, that's the same thing. The parts that are glowing are the colon, the esophagus, the lungs, and the liver. If you take the first letters of each of those words, you get C-E-L-L, cell. That is the password to unlock basement level 2, as John outlined in his note to Ada. I always think it's really interesting that he left that message for Ada, and she never showed up here, as far as we know. It's locked. It's locked. If you can just get those levers on the side to work, it should open. Levers for releasing the door locks. Now, if you can just release the locks on the levers. There's just locks everywhere. What the heck? Well, if we can handle one of them. And that is the basement 2 lock. Here. Okay, log in, John, and then one of the least secure passwords in the history of mankind, Ada. Basement 2nd floor, so C-E-L-L. In the original game, the password, well, I'll just say it, slight spoiler alert, the password is mole, M-O-L-E, and you find it in a little bit of a different way. Cool. Basement 2 is unlocked. Now let's unlock Basement 3. This should unlock without a password. Cool. Alright, that's done. Now I would go to the basement level 3 door right now, but we need to drop off a couple of items, and we also need to pick another item up. You'll see why here. Alright, I don't need this anymore. This is tough. Yes, there is a very good reason we are taking the grenade launcher. This actually really sucks. Yeah, something bad could happen here if we get unlucky. we have 3 zombies to deal with. And they're all in positions where I really don't want them to turn into Crimson Heads. I guess the one that I would least care if it turned into a Crimson Head would be the one that's going to be in this room we're going to. Because if it does turn into a Crimson Head, we can deal with it before we put ourselves in a bad spot. So yeah, we'll use regular grenades on this dude. Or dudette. I think this might actually be a female zombie. I like how once you unlock the... Oh, my guy's in the way. Once you unlock a door, now it's gray, to show that it is no longer locked. It's a nice little touch this game does, just to help you if you're getting lost, or forgetting what you've done. Enjoy! Oh wait, those are flame rounds. Now enjoy! Cool. Just what I wanted. Now we really don't have to worry about anything. I love it. Oh man. That's a lifesaver right there. Take the slide filter. So that zombie is dead and it is burnt. It will not come back. Facts. To Sanitation Division, Attention Manager of Sanitation from Raccoon Disaster Contingency Committee. The contents of this fax are confidential and intended for the named addressee only. Any copying or disclosure of the contents of this fax to any third party is strictly forbidden by the sender. After reading the contents of this fax, it must be destroyed immediately. We expect significant increase in the damage done by the recent T-Virus's outbreak than initially estimated. There are several concerns. First concern, more than half of the researchers have been infected by the T-Virus and died. It has also been reported that almost all of the survivors of this accident are starting to show symptoms of the T-Virus infection. Second concern, our secret security patrol team has also been completely eradicated. Therefore, our most secret research is in danger of public disclosure. Quick actions are demanded to prevent mass media coverage. Third concern, there is a high possibility that most of the specimens are running loose inside the compound. We expect many casualties to follow. However, yet unfortunate, these casualties underscore the success of our research results. Actions must be taken to prevent our research results from being made public. We suspect the first official intervention will come from the state police and STARS. We strongly recommend taking measures against them first. Cool. And I just realized I forgot to grab the damn MO disc. Not a big deal, just a slight annoyance. Okay. I mean, we gotta come back this way anyway, so we can grab the MO disc later. Now we gotta go back to the basement 2nd floor and get into that room that we unlocked. Just had to mute myself for a second, and I have a bandage on my thumb right now, so my thumb does not grip the little slide button on my headset cord very well. Just realizing. Alright. First aid spray. Another MO disc. That works. We'll just use that one. Map of the lab. Heck yeah. Sweet. Arguably the most important paper in the game. Security protocols. Level 1. Heliport for executive use only. This restriction does not apply in the event of an emergency. Basement Level 1. Passage to heliport. Entry is prohibited unless unaccompanied... Passage to heliport. Entry is prohibited unless accompanied by a consultant researcher or the chief of security. Unauthorized persons entering the heliport will be shot on sight. Elevator. The elevator stops during emergencies. Basement Level 2. That's where we are. Visual Data Room. For use by the Special Research Division only. All other access to the Visual Data Room must be cleared with Keith Arving, Room's manager, or Room Manager. Basement Level 3. Prison. Sanitation Division controls the use of the prison. At least one consultant researcher E. Smith, S. Ross, A. Wesker must be present if viral use is authorized. Uh-oh. Triple lock door. Entry into the room is limited to the sole person who deactivates the lock with all of the passcodes. Accessing the exclusive output terminals located in each section of the senior researchers deactivates the lock. Power room. In this room, nitro compound is used as the primary fuel source of power. Access is limited to headquarters supervisors. This restriction may not apply to consultant researchers with special authorization. Passcode output terminals. Use and access of the output terminals is limited to the authorized senior researchers. And basement level 4, regarding the progress of Tyrant after the administration of T-Virus, illegible hereafter. Well, I think we know who our traitor is. And his name begins with an Albert and ends with a Wesker. Film has been set in place. Umbrella, Bioorganic Weapon Official Report. MA-39, Cerberus. FI-03, Neptune. MA-121, Hunter. T-002, Tyrant. Bioorganic Weapons Research Group Development Staff. Hey, that looks like Albert Wesker. Still wearing his shades indoors. And a weird barcode. Well, put the slide filter on. Doing this allows us to see 8462. What could that be for? Well, if you come over here, passcode entry terminal, punch that in. Oh, a hidden room. What could this be? Very important. Laboratory key, and in particular, if you can't tell from the symbol on there, that's a power room key. Or power area key. I guess it's an area in this game. Some sort of image editing equipment. It looks like you can use it to view Kenneth's film. Sure, even though this is stupid. Oh hey, Kenneth got killed by a zombie like we saw happen already. I honestly don't understand the point of that. You hold on to that VHS tape the whole game just to be like, yeah, the thing you sort of saw happen and probably could picture in your mind as to what happened before that. Yeah, that happened. Great game. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the good old MO disc here. No zombie body, which I love. Number 3. Or maybe it's number 1 if this is, you know, thinking Japanese or whatever, right to left. We won't bother unlocking them until we get all 3. Okay, we need to be very careful here. There's 2 doors we can unlock with the power area key. This is one of them. We'll unlock it. We're not going to go in yet, though. We just unlocked it, so we can use it here and then discard the key. Okay. It's rusted shut. Hi, zombie. There's another zombie over here. Eat flame. And you. Now we want to hold on to the rest of our flame rounds. Really, we want to hold on to flame and acid. Incredibly, the final boss of this game is weak to flame rounds. I always thought it was strong against flame rounds, but it's weak to flame, and then I think acid does the next most damage. Learn something new every day. But we will take regular grenade rounds, absolutely. Those are good. And we will take our shotgun, because we gotta do a lot of cleaning up here. The shotgun really is the best, but in case we somehow run out of rounds for it, we're taking the old grenade launcher. God, really, you know it would be better than the grenade launcher again. Well, would it be? No, it probably wouldn't. I was gonna say the Magnum, but the Magnum can fire high sometimes. I don't know. At least I think it can. Now I'm like second guessing myself. You know what? Let's practice with it. Worst case scenario, we got ourselves a shotgun. And we'll be just fine. I'm gonna take one thing of health. No, don't do that. Although I could do that. There we go. Okay, I want to take out some Magnum rounds. God, this is annoying. Oh my god. I apologize. This is really a struggle right now. Cool. Do I want to save yet? I don't think I do, actually. I don't want to save yet. I'm feeling good. I've got so much to protect myself. Screw it. Oh, we'll see what happens here. As far as I know, there's no more zombies to deal with. Okay, you're gonna hear some really weird noises. Don't mind them. Go through this vent. Okay, that's an insta-kill. Come on. That's why I wanted to bring this. The shotgun can definitely hit them too, but the shotgun doesn't always get them in one hit. It's rusted shut and won't budge, so we definitely can't get through there. Operating table covered in blood. Blood doesn't look like it came from surgery. Surprise, surprise. What a shocker. There's nothing in here, is there? Yeah, there's nothing in here. Okay. That should be it. I think there's only two. Chris's scenario, or playthrough, or whatever you want to call it, I think there might be 3. Oh, there's the MO disc again. Forgot to bring that. We'll take this, though. That's it. Okay, but we've got a shortcut now, because we can now shove this over. Forgot about the MO disc. Guess I'm going to do that every time in this playthrough. Well, I'm not going to forget this time. Or I should say, I'm not going to forget for the last one. I do want to show this before we move on. The elevator isn't working. It looks like you'll have to operate the switch on the right. It appears to be the control panel. Press the switch? Sure. Doesn't seem to be getting any power. So that's why we can't go that way. In case you were wondering why I haven't bothered exploring this hallway thoroughly. Okay, we're going to bring... Still not going to save. gonna bring both MO discs. There. That way I won't forget. Ha! Ha! See? I'm thinking ahead here. I know what I'm doing. Most of the time. Just thinking, I had a really, really good hamburger and a small fry from a little local restaurant. It's like 2 minutes from my house, and it was so good that I think I'm gonna have it again tonight. Oh my god, is it really gonna do this again? I thought these are supposed to stay locked in place. I don't think I need to shove that one to the back. But just in case... Number 1, or number 3, depending on which way you're looking. Maybe I did, because I need to shove this. If I didn't shove the other one forward, I might not have been able to move this one, so... That's so weird, though. I could have swore it. They stay in place. Not that it matters. Alright, time to go flyman hunting. I don't know if the flymen actually have a name. They probably do. I should maybe look that up sometime. Actually, now that I think about it, I think they might be called chimeras, which is a little weird, but I think that's what they might be called. They just don't say that in the game. That's what I was worried about. So you saw that, he just ducked right under me. Or ducked right under the shot. Okay, we're not going to grab that just yet. Should be 2 more. As long as I can be quick, I don't have to worry about them. Now the worrying thing is when you blow their heads off, they technically can still attack. So, you know, you may need to actually move after blowing their heads off, just so they don't swing at you. It's funny, I aimed at his foot. It still worked though. And there's the final MO disc spot. Oh yeah, this item is nasty. Oh, great. I just reloaded. You want to talk about bad timing? Screw you, game. It literally made him appear right when I hit the reload button. So that's 4 in this area. Which means there may only be 2 in the next area, because they can go from room to room. Okay, can I reload now? Sweet. Maybe that's what I get for not reloading in the menu, huh? Okay, let's see what happens here. Back, monster! Boy, he tried to just swing around and get me. There is still a 3rd one. Okay, that's it. That's it for flymen for now. Cool. I like it. There's no power to the main elevator? Yes. System won't initialize. It appears to need some kind of fuel. So yeah, it's not enough to come back here. Lab self-destruct mechanism, it's huge. Yeah, it's not enough to just come back here, although it's good that we've cleared a path, and you'll see why here in a moment. No more flymen. So what was that? 3 in the first section, 4 in the second, and then another 3 in the third. That's kind of rough if you think about it. Warning, fuel may explode if shaken or jarred. Actually, it says warning, extremely sensitive to shock. A refueling device for the power room. It's not working right now because there's no fuel, but there is an empty capsule. Yep, I guess it's up to me to fill this thing. So we're going to do 2 things now. First, since we've used all the MO discs, we can see what's behind the big locked door. Must be something really important, right? I hate that you have to pull them one at a time. All right. This music sounds mysterious. It's very dark. This is basement level 4. Yeah, that looks dangerous. Oh my gosh, it's Chris.
Jill?
Chris, you're alive.
Of course I'm alive.
Oh, okay.
Jill, there's something big going down, and I don't think we're part of the equation.
I have to get you out of here. Ugh, it won't open. Wait, I'll be back to get you out.
Okay, no sightseeing though.
No sightseeing. I love that. Wait. Wait right here, I'll be back. As if he can go anywhere. Okay, so we know where Chris is. So Barry and Chris are both still alive. And Wesker, unfortunately. We know he's been up to no good. Okay. Time to go into this room and fill up the fuel. And then it's time to make use of tank controls so I don't accidentally run and jostle the fuel and make it explode. There seems to be something behind this sturdy door. Open it? Sure. It looks like a refueling device. Set the capsule? Sure. You got the fuel supply capsule. The main ingredient of this fuel appears to be nitro compound. Running could result in a fatal explosion. Well, then I won't running, I promise. I promise I won't running, game. Watch I go back to Chris and just run around outside of his cell. Just blow up. Chris, I was so close, and yet so far. Yeah, this part of the game kinda sucks. It was something unique that they tried, but really this is just tedious. As I mentioned on Chris's playthrough, you actually do have a tiny bit of leeway to run. You'll see speedrunners do this a lot quicker, and they'll be basically mashing, just not mashing, but I guess tapping the run button or the joystick in a certain fashion, certain rhythm, so that they kind of run walk. But yeah, the game gives you more leeway on easier difficulties. On normal, I think you can accidentally hit the run button once, On hard, you can't at all. And then very easy, I think you can mess up a few times before you'll blow up. I just don't even take a risk. Really, this is how Jill would be going through this game. She wouldn't be running at all. Fuel supplying device for the power room. It's not working right now because there's no fuel. Yes, set that capsule into place so I can run. Yay. Now remember, that is not enough. It's not just enough to get the fuel going. You need to run back here and push the power button. And before we do that, we are going to save. Start that power up. That's the sound of progress, baby. Yeah, it's so weird how the Silver Serpent Magnum is, just in general, in both games, the most powerful weapon in the game. Not only because of its actual power, but because of its ease of use and reliability and the fact that it fires bullets instead of, you know, grenade rounds. But against certain enemies, like the final boss, get rid of the Silver Serpent. Yeah, it's not worth it. Just take the grenade launcher and all those sweet, sweet grenades. God, look how much shotgun ammo we have. My goodness. We don't even need the shotgun. That's just insane. You know what I am going to bring, though? I'm going to use that on the final boss, at least the first form. You know, to be safe, let's bring some health, I guess. 1 health should be plenty. There's the ink ribbons. Go ahead and equip that. This tiny little gun. It's an old typewriter. I can save my progress. Jill 11. Yeah, we're gonna save 12 times or less, which is something I always like to try to do. Because I think in the original game, if you save 12 times or less, you get an improved ranking score. Not just the original Resident Evil, I think the other ones too, like Resident Evil 2 and 3 and 4 and whatnot. Maybe 4 it's a little different, because 4 is a pretty long game. Appears to be the control panel. Push the button. A UFO is landing. The elevator is working.
Jill.
Oh, of course.
You could have at least waited up for me, you know?
Let's go.
Well, you did try to point your gun at my head. Did you forget about that, Barry? I know I tried to kill you and all, but you could have at least waited for me, Jill. Alright, don't forget these hard-to-spot shotgun shells. Yeah, it looks pretty good, huh? Yep, and even in Jill's scenario, we have to go into this room to encounter Wesker.
Wesker!
Barry.
Well, what do you know?
Oh, don't blame Barry for everything. I hear that his better half and 2 lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't worry too much, dear. You'll be free of all this anyway.
Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
You're just a slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl. But I think you misunderstand me. The things you mention are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory.
Okay.
Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry.
You gotta love Barry. You must really be afraid of Umbrella.
You and Umbrella took his family. You bastard.
Ooh.
Umbrella? Well, I used some carrots and sticks to cow him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used Barry for my personal interests. Though both you and Barry seemed to think I was following Umbrella's orders.
What? What are you planning?
Yeah, man.
I guess it's time for show and tell.
I hate show and tell. I was always really nervous about it in school, that I was going to show something that people thought was lame. Ooh. Some scary claws. A heart beating outside the body. Teeth in no need of dental work.
It's magnificent.
For the sake of this thing.
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Hell yeah, Barry. Only 2 shots this time.
Barry!
Forgive me.
No, you're not
Forgive
to blame.
me.
It's Umbrella and Wesker.
Even if it meant my family, I couldn't bear turning my back on my friends again.
Yeah, friends are family. I'm gonna say Wesker didn't actually get shot, right? He just got his gun shot out of his hand or something? I don't know. Oh no, this thing with a weak spot beating right on its chest is going to attack us. Oh shit. Barry, pull out your giant gun and shoot him.
Jill and Barry together. In hell.
That's so lame.
You want a piece of me?
Nope, he sure doesn't.
What? Premature.
Premature? What? Why did he say that? Barry, what are you doing? Just fire your gun, you idiot.
Barry! You viral cultured freak.
Oh shit. I should have run away before firing, shouldn't I? Well, at least I shot you once with the the little gun. Oh, I should probably equip this, huh? No, bro, you're supposed to be weak to these. Okay, maybe you're not. I could have swore he was weak to those. Well, whatever. God, that was clunky as shit. Barry.
Barry! Barry! You're okay.
I forgot how to pull the trigger, Jill.
Sorry. That was careless of me.
Yeah, it was.
Wesker,
That's putting it generously.
He's gone.
first, let's just get out of here.
Yeah, we do need to get out of here. That's right, oh yeah, it's over here. I am a fool! A machine used to compile experimental data. Yeah, that's right, Wesker doesn't drop a little book in Jill's scenario, only in Chris's. Panel used to release the emergency electronic lock. Cool. Yeah, that's a little, unintuitive, by the way. Otherwise, you can't get out of this room. I wonder if the Tyrant will come back as a Crimson Head. Uh-oh.
Wesker must have set it off. Let's hurry.
Oh, deactivating and releasing all locks. How convenient. Yeah, in Jill's playthrough, there is no Rebecca to set off a triggering system or self-destruct system. So yeah, the story is that Wesker does it. And that's actually canon, I think, that Wesker does do it. So, in a way, the ending of Jill's scenario is more canon than Chris's. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and bring my shotgun for this part. Put that down so they're all together. And then once again, let's grab some health, since I allowed myself to get hit. Oh, whoops. Already equipped it. Man, I have 7 stun gun uses. Or 7 batteries, I guess, technically, right? Alright, you're gonna see very shortly why I have this weapon. Wow. I thought I killed him on that first shot. There was so much juice. Yeah, they can break out of those vents. Cool. I think there's only 2 of them. Okay, let's go get Chris out. It's weird though. Stupid camera angle. The doors are unlocked. Chris can hear that, but yet he just sits in his cell. I guess it sort of makes sense. Jill did tell him to wait there. And yeah, but honestly, I would probably get out and go looking for Jill. The lock is released. This is correct, game. Save Chris from confinement using Jill.
Sorry about the wait.
So everything's taken care of?
We're holding hands.
Almost. Now let's get the hell out of here.
No, Jill. You cannot date Chris. It's not allowed. Don't forget to go back in here and get the one final item if you haven't gotten the pick up everything on all maps trophy or whatever the heck it is. Shotgun shells. Love how they're just sitting in here and Chris is like, I don't have a shotgun to use them. Yeah, I think after this I'm gonna go put the doggy in the kennel for a couple hours to get her to just... It's kind of like a nap time for a child, right? Just to get her to calm down before I let her in the house later. And while she's in there, I'm gonna go grab myself that burger and fries, because that sounds mighty fine. Mighty fine, mind you. Not just fine.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, Chris. Weaponless Chris, so I guess he has his handgun on him, which is weird. That means he had it on him while he was locked away. I don't know. I don't understand this game's logic a lot of the time, even though it's a great game. It's part of its charm, is that it makes no sense. I'm trying to evacuate. Chris is so much faster than me. Alright. So what we're going to do now, and this is great because we're Jill and we have all this inventory space, we're going to take the Magnum, we're going to take the grenade launcher, we're going to take the regular rounds, and we're going to take the acid shells, and then we're actually going to take one last healing thing. Why not? Do I have any regular greens? Yeah, I do. Cool. And then we're going to save. Do I want to waste all these first? That'll be a last resort. I'm going to use the grenade rounds on the Tyrant first. Save Jill. 12. God, I saved 19 times with Chris. Again, his scenario is so much harder. Yeah, if you want to pick up all items, you do need 2 free slots here.
Come on, hurry!
Okay. Hey, gang. Look at you two. Together again. They don't really seem to give a shit, though. Just like, man, Jill's taking forever. Oh, shit. Really? That's annoying. I realized there were 2 items in here. What's in this, though? Oh, I know what I can do. Oh, what am I doing? I'm already got it. I already have that equipped. Hell yeah. I are smart. One green herb. This will help out against the tyrant.
I'm running out of fuel. If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
Love how she looks at the radio all confused. It's like, yeah, you can still hear out of it. He just can't hear you. Oh, there we go. Fuse unit. I'm not going to explain again why the game does this.
3 minutes to detonation.
Damn it! We're almost there! Jill, you just get in contact with Brad.
No!
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All
What?
right. We'll rendezvous at the helipad.
Chris is such a douchebag. Come on, you've had all the moments, Jill, in this dangerous situation. Let me have mine. Just shut up and let me have mine, Jill. Uh-oh, there's a 3-minute counter. I like the look of this shot here. Just the lighting and... yeah. Jill looking like a badass with her grenade launcher. Signal rockets, yay! Wonder what I can use them for. Ah, calling a helicopter. Or any other aircraft. How bad would that be if right when Jill pushed the button, the rocket launched and just hit her right in the face?
Jill!
Yay!
Made it.
I forget who helps me here. Is it Chris or Barry? I think it's Barry again. What could this be? Oh, shit! Shoot it in the heart! Oh yeah, it's definitely Barry. Chris is basically dead. Barry, pull the trigger! Leave Barry alone, you bitch! Leave him alone! I think I'm actually hitting him. Yeah, this thing doesn't have much range. Oh, that thing. Good lord. Oh, fuck you. Get up, Jill. Get up. Don't let him do stuff to you. There we go.
Jill, use it! Kill it!
I think I missed with like the first 2 or 3 acid rounds, which is flippin' annoying. No, I need this tyrant. This thing that's called a rocket launcher. No, no, no! Oh boy, good lord. Rocket launcher. What does this say, by the way? A very destructive weapon that fires rockets with a large blast radius. Okay. I never did that in Chris's scenario. Uh-oh. I think I was a little too close to him. Oh, what the fudge? I think I was really too close to him that time. Large blast radius. I think I just killed myself. Sweet, finish the game using Jill and finish the game saving Chris and Barry using Jill. Hell yeah. Hey, pay no attention to that, though. Resident Evil logic, baby. Ah, feels good. And I played through this game twice in a row. A lot of people won't do that just to experience two slightly different scenarios. Boom. There go all those crows. Really, Jill? Again? Barry's still fiddling with his gun, just like, I don't understand how it took me 3 shots to down that zombie at the beginning of the game. Always fiddling with his gun. Why couldn't he give like a thumbs up? As much as I love the ending music or the ending theme in the original game, there is something like satisfying about this. It's just so like beautiful, I guess. I don't know. Just so peaceful and epic. So yeah, that's it for Resident Evil, Jill's scenario or playthrough. And that's also it for Resident Evil, period. We're done. We did it. We beat the game with Chris, and we beat the game with Jill. Which means it's time for me to talk about the next game I'm going to play. Not sure when that will be. I kinda hope it'll be tomorrow, but I don't know. I do have some things going on this week. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and definitely Thursday. There is something going on Wednesday, but it's not until Wednesday night, so it's entirely possible Wednesday could be the day. But we'll see. It very easily could be tomorrow or Tuesday or Thursday as well, so there's definitely time to do it. But yeah, the next game I'm going to be playing is Tomb Raider 1, the remaster that just came out on Valentine's Day of 2024. I love the Tomb Raider games. Tomb Raider Remastered contains the first 3 games. I'm going to eventually play all 3 on the channel. Obviously, we're going to start with the first. And the thing I'm really going to like about this game is that it's got very easily digestible chapters or levels or worlds, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of the playthroughs are just going to be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending.
You did a fine job.
Oh, thanks, Wesker. Depending on how long the level is. Obviously, the earlier levels are a little shorter in general. But yeah, I'm really excited to play that game. It's a game that's needed a remaster for a long time, and yes, it is a remaster, not a remake, so don't expect something like this Resident Evil game. But yeah, it's going to be good either way. Those touched up graphics and everything, they're going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. Hope you are too. It's not a traditional survival horror game, but it definitely scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, because there are some scary things in it. It's just going to be awesome. Really excited for it. Anyway, result. Look at that. Didn't even take 8 hours, which is a pretty normal playthrough for me on this. Under 7. Killed 102 creatures, 273 shots, I guess, used, 12 ink ribbons, and 14 health items. Now try to survive with invisible enemies. Yeah, if you beat the game with Chris, you unlock real survival mode. If you beat the game with Jill, you get invisible enemy mode, which is kind of fun. And it seems really hard. It's not easy by any means, but it's easier than you think because you can play on any difficulty. So you can beat invisible enemy mode on very easy mode. It's not that bad. And enemies, even though you can't see them, they will make little puffs of dust when they take steps in like the dirt and stuff like that. And also, if you've played this game a lot, you kind of are going to have enemy placements memorized. So it really isn't that bad. I've done it, and it was honestly pretty easy. So yeah, I'm not going to do that though. I've had enough of this game. And there we go. Jill has a new costume. You got a closet key. A new costume has been unlocked. You can change in the dressing room, and we already know where that is. Behind that big painting in one of the first rooms you come to in the game. Okay, this is the other thing that gets unlocked if you beat it with Jill. I thought this happened with Chris too, but apparently it's just Jill. Okay, who let the zombie play with the high explosives? A zombie equipped with lots of grenades is wandering the mansion. Better stay out of its way if you know what's good for you. Now, this was not something that was part of the GameCube version of this game. I think this was added specifically for the HD remaster. I could be wrong about that. If I am, go ahead and correct me in the comments. But I think this is something unique to the HD remaster, or at the very least to later versions of the game. I don't think the first GameCube version in 2002 had this. This zombie is actually Forrest. He is no longer in his normal spot in the mansion when you find him out on that second floor east side balcony. Instead, he's wandering around the mansion. Not really. He shows up in, I think, 5 or 6 very specific spots. And he's still very fast. He runs as quick as a Crimson Head. He's covered in grenades, so you cannot, if he grabs you and bites you, all you can do is shake him off. You cannot use a defensive item. If you use a defensive item on him, he will explode and instantly kill you. So he's like an extra challenge and a little bit of like an extra jump scare if you don't know where he spawns. For the most part, he's actually not very difficult to avoid. Spoiler alert. But there is 1 or 2 spots where it's like, this is a little tricky, and you may have to just take some damage from him to get around him. The nice thing is, if you do shove him off he has a high probability of not just staggering back, but actually falling down onto the ground so you can get by him. And I think that might be because he's got so much weight on him, like with the grenades, all that. So, yeah. We'll go ahead and save this, which I guess means we're doing it right here. Jill 00 cleared data. Cool, and that's it, everyone. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Legendary game. I highly recommend everybody play this game. It's a work of art. Glad I finally got to put it up on my channel. I really could have waited to do it. You know, I've played it so many times, but I couldn't wait at the same time. I love playing this game. It's one of those games that, whether it's the original game, which I still own on PlayStation in the long box, or whether it's this, I play through it once a year, if not once every other year, because I just get a craving for it. So yeah, again, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're looking forward to Tomb Raider 1 Remastered. That should, again, be uploaded sometime within the next few days, part 1, and maybe even part 2, because those first 2 levels are pretty short. But yeah, hope to see you then, everyone. And until then, bye for now.